All right, guys, tonight we have a half case of 2017 Allen and Ginter Baseball. That's the only thing, just one thing tonight, because, that one takes a while. It's got a lot of base cards in it, so it takes a few minutes. So first up, before we bust into our case, let's take a look at our nightly random winners thus far in the month. So the nightly random, that winner moves forward into Lucky U3, which is our July customer appreciation break. That break will be on Saturday, August the 5th. That's next Saturday at 6 o'clock Eastern. So everybody who is on this list has won the nightly random on the date across from their name, and that moves them into Lucky U3 customer appreciation break. So now it's time to pull somebody for tonight and get another person qualified to win. So basically, on that customer appreciation break, if you've never done one with me before, I buy all the products for it, of course. You guys don't pay anything to be in the break, but the only way you get in there is by way of this nightly random. And then I just kind of mix things up. We do it a little differently every time, but there's lots of fun ways to win hits and participate. So you don't have to be present to win, but you don't have to be present to get something in that break, but sometimes it's more fun if you are there, because I do offer extra little things here and there. Spanky 2645. That is who our nightly random winner is tonight. So, well, if I could get it copied, we'd be doing okay, wouldn't we? So Spanky 2645, you are in, my friend. Next Saturday night, you are in Lucky U3. Excuse me. So while we're on the spreadsheet, let's just stay with it and take a look at who's in this break tonight. This is going to be 6 boxes of 2017 Topps Allen Ginter Baseball. That is a half case. This is the third time we have broken 2017 Allen Ginter. And of course our end date was tonight. Our live stream schedule, that's right now. I do think I had a typo in that listing, by the way. I think it said 10:30 Eastern, 7 Pacific, which of course should have been 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific. So sorry about the typo for that. Team names are on the left and winning bidder names are across from it on the right. So you'll have a chance to kind of see your name in lights here as we scroll down through it. There are some unsold categories in here. Those say no bids buyback. Anything that comes out for one of those categories just stays here with me. Everything else will go to whoever has that team or that category, as the case may be. And shipping wise, this stuff is most likely going to ship out on Tuesday. Now, there's a possibility that it could slide a day early into Monday, and there's a possibility it could slide a day later into Wednesday. So I'm planning on Tuesday, but you will see a shipping notice when it goes out, because I do print the labels directly from eBay. Well, I say you will see a shipping notice. I will say you should see a shipping notice from eBay. They have, I don't know what, the last few weeks, they have sometimes been not adding the tracking even after the label is printed, and I'm not quite sure what is causing that. In fact, I thought it was fixed, and then I found today when I printed some more labels that some of them, once again, did not copy the tracking number into the listing, which kind of makes for a problem in that the receipt that eBay sends you does not have anybody's name or address on it. All it does is give you a tracking number and then tell you how much you were charged for the label. So when you check out with a whole cart full of labels and then some stuff doesn't have the tracking number translate over, kind of causes a problem. But I'm doing my best to keep it figured out. Okay, guys, here are all 12 boxes out of that case. And you'll see that I numbered them all, of course, there on the end. And that's because we're going to buzz into random, and random will decide for us which of these 12 boxes we open tonight. Because, of course, there are some case hits and things in here, so this just makes it all nice and fair and even and completely random. All right, so we come up with 10, 12, 9, 6, 4, and 3. So I just wrote those down so that I do not forget them. And now we got to start pulling them out of here. 3 and 4 and 6. 3, 4, and 6. Now I need 9, 10, and 12. So 7 and 8 are coming out. 9 and 10 are staying with us. And then 12 is staying with us. All right, so these are the 6 that we are going to bust into tonight. And of course there is loads and loads of base in here. And for the most part, we're just, ow, got a little carried away there. For the most part, we're just going to buzz through the base. And if you want the pace to change, if you need me to go a little slower or a little faster on anything, let me know. For the most part, you know, we're going to go at a decent pace, but not an insane pace. I'd say by now, pretty much, most everybody's probably seen these opened a few times by now, so we're all a little more familiar with what we're looking for in terms of our hits. Now let's see who our first box loader is, or box topper. How about little Manny Machado coming out for the Orioles? So our first box topper is for Mr. Manny Machado. I need to change the angle of that a little bit. And I tell you what else we're going to do. We're going to take the autofocus off of this. That'll make it a little bit easier to see the cards without having to worry about the camera constantly zooming in, and I just marked on myself, tag on it, zooming in and zooming out while we're going through this. Yeah, the Sharpie is, I wonder how long that's going to stay on there. I'm sure I can find something to get it off, but I did manage to Sharpie myself while writing down our box numbers a while ago. I'm just getting all the minis out of these packs as we open them. As you can see, I'm setting them out separately. And that's because I don't want them to fall out. Because sometimes, you know, going through the packs, the little minis have a tendency just to slide right out of there. And I don't want them busting down on the table. There are loads of short prints in here. Although, gotta be honest, their definition of short print and mine are a little different when it comes to Allen and Ginter. But very strictly speaking, according to the checklist, everything from 301 to 350 is a short print. Although, it is not uncommon to see 3 or 4 in a half case of the same short print card. So they're not quite as short as maybe we're traditionally used to seeing with Topps, but short print nonetheless if you get anything 301 to 350. There are going to be plenty of buyback cards in here. You guys are familiar with them. Topps puts them in all of the time, and they're always stamped with Rediscover Topps. And they'll be in, you know, various conditions. Some of those buybacks are actually kind of beat up from time to time, but I guess that's the nature of the beast. So we're going to go through our minis first. Oh, that doesn't look like I have that focus right still, does it? Let's try this one more time. We're going to change that a little bit more and see, did that help us with the, get it in the right, I think that's a little bit better. Oh, hi, Tripper. Yeah, you know, as I was saying, those short prints are definitely more plentiful in Allen and Ginter. So you're saying 1 out of every 2 packs. Honestly, it seems like there are more than that to me, but but it might not be. It just seems like there's a tremendous number of them. There's Moncada, of course. That is the black border. And we will just, that's Magician's insert. And we'll go ahead and just buzz through the backs of these. The Harriet Tubman will go to the non-baseball celebrity category. We'll buzz through the back of these to see if we've got anything interesting going on from that direction. And those are off to the races on the first set of minis. And I'm just kind of setting some things off separately so that if we need to review any of these categories later, we'll have them there. Yeah, I tell you what, you're right about that, Trooper. There are definitely some problems from time to time in terms of randomizing what goes into any given pack or box. This is one of our buyback cards, and you'll see the Rediscover Topps is stamped down there on the right hand side. And there will be different configurations of that, like a copper foil stamp and a silver one and a gold one, and etc. Sport Fish and Fishing Lures insert set was that one. And we are right off the bat, we've got our first hit, and it is a nice little Moncada mini. So sweet hit there for the White Sox with the Moncada autographed framed mini. Nice, I like it. Good hit. White Sox are off to a good start. I was just looking, I didn't remember seeing that Gehrig too much. And again, this will be one of the celebrity, non-baseball celebrity kind of things. Basically anything that is a person that isn't covered in one of our other listed categories like worlds, dudes, and etc., and isn't a baseball player will be in that non-baseball celebrity category. So it's kind of a far-reaching category, but nonetheless, World's Fair. There's always lots of cards in there for the non-baseball celebrities of various kinds. And then, of course, we've got fictional character relics as its own category, and gems and fossils, and then all of these other inserts that we will run across. There's a Judge rookie. Some of these, it's just like I don't remember seeing them a lot when I've sorted before, but then again, I will admit that I have a tendency to kind of tune out the base to a certain extent when we're going through it. Like I don't make a concentrated effort to retain it, so sometimes I see it a lot and I just in my head don't think I've seen it a lot. That's funny. Tripper Trooper says in chat, I know that some of you guys can't see chat if you're not logged into YouTube. I don't think you can, see chat. And then, of course, anybody who's watching it recorded wouldn't be able to see chat. So Tripper Trooper says that next year they can make one of the game used relics, Aaron Judge's tooth, the part that chipped off last night in the celebration. Did they ever find that, by the way? I know they said there was a security guy out there, like, in the dark, looking for the piece of his tooth last night. But I never saw if they said if they actually found it or not. Poor guy, that just blows. And what a freak accident, too. It's crazy. But that's hilarious, Tripper. That would be like the most awesome game used relic ever. Aaron Judge's chipped tooth. Goodness. Poor guy. Oh yeah, he can definitely afford a new one. And or afford to fix that one. You guys are correct about that. But I say that because I had a tooth knocked out when I was a kid. It was a permanent tooth, though, and of course it was pretty much 3/4 of my tooth was knocked out. So it's a little different than his if he just chipped it. But man, it is not fun. Like they had to do a root canal and put these posts in there and attach a whole other. I mean, it was an ordeal. So that's why I feel kind of bad for the guy, but. What a freak accident that was. So, of course, you know, we've got Topps Chrome coming out, too, this upcoming Wednesday. So I've still got more Allen & Ginter here. We still got more Optics, some Stadium Club, and now we're about to add some Topps Chrome to the party. So we're going to have baseball all day long for a while. Another black border on the Gordon. Whoops, hang on. I think somebody was stuck to the back of Kane there. That is a bust move insert. World's Dudes insert. Black border Seager. Another dude. And let's flip through the back of these. Ah, here's one of our numbered, our red back numbered. And this is number 2 of 25 for the Oakland A's. It's a nice little hand numbered short print there to 25. Well, I say it's a short print. I guess it's not really a short print. It's a parallel. And then we'll take a look at these, and they're all normal on the back. Bavarian Polka. Is that what was on Bust a Move? I didn't even pay attention to the dance that was on there. That's funny, though. Ah, another hit, and this is a relic for the Blue Jays for Stroman. So we got a nice hit for the Jays and a really nice hit for the White Sox with the Moncada. That was a really nice hit. Buyback for the Phillies. Well, on that one, of course, went to non-baseball celebrity. And then the World's Fair one. You guys obviously saw the World's Fair one. We had a Jonas Brother relic the other night, which was still just amazing to me that there would be a Jonas Brother relic in here. But I guess he collects baseball cards or something, so maybe that's why they chose him amongst all of the other possibilities that we could have had for musicians. We got the Jonas Brother. But that is part of what makes Allen & Ginter fun. All the extra little things that you can find in it, even when they're not baseball related. Tell you what, I'm going to reorganize this just slightly because I'm going to set some, basically after we go through a box, I'm going to take the base that we've got stacked up and move it over to the sorting mat so that we don't have terribly tall stacks there in the back. Here is our next relic. And that is a boxer, Miguel Cotto. And so that, of course, this relic goes to the non-baseball celebrity category. So they're on the board with a relic. That's the juggling marathon runner. Buyback for the Giants. Like, I think it'd be hard enough to run a marathon, much less juggle while running a marathon. So, you know, kudos to that guy. It's crazy. do a subset of White House resignations. Oh boy. Yeah, there have been a few. You are correct in that regard. There have been a few of those. See what we've got for our box loader. Apprentice West Wing. You guys are funny tonight. There is, whoops, I got that one too far back. There is Kershaw for the Dodgers on our box topper. What has happened to the focus now? Is that just, all right, good grief. I didn't even change it, but it seems a little kind of wonky. What is, I don't know. This camera's kind of giving me fits tonight. Try that again. There's Kershaw for the Dodgers. Well, we are in our hot box because I see some shiny little hollow foil on these base cards, which is too funny because the first case that we opened, the first box that we opened out of the first case, which, you know, I broke into, I think maybe it was the day after release, it wasn't the day of. Anyway, I was all into, you know, trying to see what we had and looking at all the inserts and everything. I didn't even notice that we had hollow foil on all the base. I was so into everything else in the set, and somebody came into chat and they were like, aren't we in the hot box? And I'm thinking, no, I haven't pulled out any extra signatures, you know, because Optic came out the same day. So I'm thinking in my head, you know, had the Optic extra signatures in there. And they're like, look at the base cards. Oh, yeah. I was so intent on looking at all of the inserts and things that I missed the obvious, which, you know. All right, let's see what we've got, and then we'll finish the rest of those packs. But let's buzz through this first. There's our little minis. I love the minis. They're actually just about my favorite. Nolan Ryan with the black border. There is a constellations insert, and of course it has the constellation on the back. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it does have the constellation there on the back, the pattern of it. We'll flip through the back of those. All right, here we go. So all of our base in here will be our shiny little hollow foil parallel. Well, I say all of our base. Well, this technically isn't base. It's an insert on What a Day, but you know what I mean. Not our inserts, but our traditional standard base Bregman will all be the hollow foil in this box. Buyback for the Dodgers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying about the constellations, man. You can't really see them in this lighting. I mean, the pattern is on there, but it's really hard to see it in this lighting. Oh, every time I see a Yankee, I get excited. Like I see the pinstripe, I see the New York, and then it ends up being a different Yankee. But right now, the Yankees do have a hit with Tyler Austin, but I know that they are looking for Aaron Judge. Maybe we will find him in the hollow foil parallel at least. That would be nice. We did not in the hot box from the first case. He was not in there in the hollow foil parallel. So it's definitely, it's definitely not a guarantee that we'll find him. but I hope we do. World's Fair. Excuse me. I was just checking to see if that Ripken was numbered in the short print series, but it is not. Was not. Big Poppy. World's Fair. Mr. Babe Ruth. And another non-baseball celebrity. That was not Michelle Obama. It is this little gymnast here, Laurie Hernandez. She'll be in there like a bunch. We'll see her. We'll see her go by many times before we are done. Ross, the second half of this case, I don't know if I have it listed yet or not. I don't know if it's already listed. If it is not, it will probably be somewhere about this time next week, Thursday or Friday. But I want to say I may already have it listed. It may be listed to end like on Monday or Tuesday, but honestly, I have so many things, I forget. There was another one. Okay, well, here are the last ones that we saw for the non-baseball celebrities. There's Hernandez, there's that guy, there's this reporter chick, sportscaster chick, Sage Steele, there's this track and field lady, and then here's the rest of your non-baseball celebrities that we have pulled so far. So that one had to be in there somewhere. Trooper, what are you telling me? What you said it is? What is? Oh, Tuesday. The next one is listed for Tuesday night. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes I forget because sometimes I list them myself by hand, like real time, and sometimes I have them scheduled to start, so I may have done a schedule on it, but it will not have actually hit eBay yet, and so therefore I cannot always remember, has it gone live or is it still setting in the scheduled part. Thanks for checking on that, man. I appreciate you. You're always very good to me, Trooper, and I thank you. We may as well just get these last packs open and get them all out while we're at it. Cardinals fan, my favorite team in baseball is Cincinnati Reds because they're just up the road from me. But also the Dodgers. I've always been a Dodgers fan. I lived out in the LA area for a while as well. So Dodgers and Reds are my baseball teams. My football team, Steelers all the way. Love my Steelers. And then in basketball, I am kind of all over the map because that's a dude and that's a dance move. And that's Stephen A. Smith, of course, a magician, a national park. Because basketball-wise, and another dude, I follow the ex-University of Kentucky players because I went to school at UK. So, you know, our ex-UK players are on a whole bunch of different teams. So I am all about following those guys. So I'm into many, many, many different teams for basketball. Oh, you're mad at the Rams for moving. Well, I can't blame you. You know, when your team up and relocates, it's not fun. I mean, it kind of blows. You know, the local community supports them with ticket sales, and there's been attendee and revenue from all kinds of things, and I'm sure they probably got tax breaks, and Swanson taxes probably financed their stadium, and everything else, and then they take off is kind of never fun. I can't blame you for that one. Of course, the Raiders, you know, like, I think that's almost worse. That's like being married and coming home and telling your husband or your wife, hey, yeah, I'm not happy here, and I'm going to divorce you. I'm going to leave you, but I'm going to live here for the next 2 years, and then I'm going to leave. I mean, that's just, oh, that's so awful. I hate that for Oakland. Because it's kind of hard to want to support the team when you know they're going to be heading off to Vegas any day. But it's a business, so that's the way they roll these days. Have a little relic for David Wright for the Mets. Buyback. Bo Jackson, Bo Knows Baseball. You guys probably don't remember those Bo Knows commercials. There's Bo Knows Baseball, Bo Knows Football. Are there regular card size short prints? Yeah, Bobby, it's the same number for the minis as it is for the full size. 301 to 350 are the technical short prints in this set. And again, you know, I use that term somewhat loosely because it is not uncommon to pull multiples of the same short print out of one half case break. So take that for what it's worth. There is Javier Baez for the Cubbies on that little relic. And you do have a pinstripe in there, so yay. Joe Musgrove rookie parallel buyback for the Cardinals. You've got short, Tripper, you say short, yeah, not 351. It's actually, I believe, starts with 301 and goes to 350, if I'm not mistaken. 301 to 350, I believe. And what do we have here? We have, oh, a printing plate. Cool. So we have a little 1-of-1 printing plate on the Evan Longoria Mini for the Rays. Sweet. It took me a minute there. I'm not used to pulling printing plates in Allen and Ginter, so it took me a minute to kind of like process what I was looking at. Very cool little hit for the Rays with the 1-of-1 mini printing plate. I'm always a fan of 1-of-1s. I know some people don't like the printing plates even though they are 1-of-1s because obviously there's, you know, more than one of the player because of the different colors and etc. And then some people don't like them if they're not signed. But you know what? I like anything that is unique 1-of-1. So I think it's a cool hit for the Rays. Buyback for the Brewers. Moncada parallel. So I did not see a Judge rookie go through in the hollow foil parallel, and we did not have one go through in the hot box out of the first case either. So I'm wondering how common those are, and I'm feeling like they're probably not awfully common. Yeah, it is Friday night, man, so it is time to kick back and crack one open. I don't blame you for that. Would that I could, but I have got this to do, and it would not mix well with breaking cards. That's for sure. But you know what? I like doing this, so for me, this is fun. It's a nice way to spend an evening, so I'm okay with waiting to kick back at a different time. Little Dansby Swanson for our box loader for the Braves. And those will come in a sleeve and a top loader. It's not a perfect fit because the ones I have are 5x7 to accommodate basically a variety of different box topper sizes. So obviously those are smaller than 5x7, but it will keep it nice and safe and sound while it's on its way to you. Oh, the hollow foil hot box Aaron Judges are over 100. You know, I'm not surprised because, again, you know, this is, think about all the other rookies that we saw go through there in the hollow foil out of that hot box. I mean, we saw most of the other, what I would call big name rookies that are in this set go through, but not Aaron. Nor was he in the first case. So that's at least, you know, he's not going to, definitely not falling every hot box, that's for sure. In this case, not even falling every 2 cases. Yeah, I mean, his cards in general are just, you know, skyrocketing right now. And understandably so. And really, Bellinger, you know, is a big hit out of here. So there's a lot of possibilities for big hits in Allen and Ginter, besides just Aaron Judge, I mean. But he's clearly one of our main draws. That's too tall, I think. Stack that down. Oh, jockey, Gary Stevens. That will go to the non-baseball celebrity. One of our dudes. A couple of the black border ones. Required reading. And we'll take a look at the backs of all of these. Hey man, I'm gonna try to pull an Aaron Judge. I would love to. We did pull an Aaron Judge relic out of our last case of Ginter. Was not a signature, of course, but was the relic. But I always want to pull the high dollar stuff. Always trying to do the best that we can do. If we can pay the mortgage for somebody, hey, I'm all for it. And we've pulled some things here and there that probably have paid the mortgage for some people or come really close to it. Well, that's assuming you were to sell it as opposed to keeping it. But I tell you where I pulled just an unbelievable amount of Aaron Judge earlier in the year. It's buyback. Earlier in the year in Gypsy Queen, man. I mean, like, I was pulling Aaron Judge, it seemed like, out of every box. It probably wasn't really out of every box, but there was a lot of Aaron Judge in Gypsy Queen. And I remember at the time, you know, kind of talking about that it was a nice hit or whatever, and then, because I thought it was. Of course, Gypsy Queen very early in the year before Aaron had really taken off and done what he's done in the months since. But so anyway, after the break, somebody sends me an email with all of this, you know, this big long list of oh, what's the word? Helpful hints. We'll put that in quotes that they wanted to share with me. There's Sanchez for the Yankees. He got a little pinstripe in that. And one of their comments was that I didn't know what I was talking about. And I didn't know what a good hit was or not a good hit was if I, you know, was going to be talking about that Aaron Judge was a good hit. So I would love to go back and have a little chat with that person now. But of course, you know, I would not do that. But it does make me laugh. There's Big Poppy for the Red Sox with that relic. Oh, Tripper, you didn't buy any Gypsy. You didn't buy into any Gypsy Queen breaks this year. I am surprised. I mean, you know, I really, well, first of all, I like a lot of the baseball sets. There are not many of the baseball sets that I don't like. But Gypsy Queen is one of my favorites. Heritage is another one of my favorites. And I couldn't, so you have, you're made of stronger stuff than me if you were able to just walk by Gypsy Queen. Oh, you sold a Chrome Judge Auto, and then you were depressed. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just hard to know what direction to go, right? Because, I mean, if he's going to stay as good as he's been, as good as advertised, and just keep getting better, then, yeah, it would make sense to hold it, not sell anything right now, because it's just going to go up in value. On the other hand, if something were to happen and he suddenly got way worse, well, then, you know, it's like playing the stock market, you know, then all your value would tank. So you just have to go with your gut, how you think the market's going to roll with it. For me, I mean, I think the kid's for real. You know, obviously he's going to hit a little slump somewhere along the way. They all do, but I think he's a solid, I think he's solid, so I'm kind of a buy and hold on that one. That's one of our dudes. Another dude, polo dude. Ballet dance bust move. All right, let's look at the back of our baseball. So many of the non-baseball celebrities, we just see lots and lots of them in each half case. Half of them I still don't know who they are, even though I've been looking at them for a while now. He's like Andre the Giant of baseball. That's funny. He's a big guy. That's for sure. And by all accounts, he seems to be a real upstanding kind of guy, too. Not one of these kind of a-hole guys. I see our little hit hanging out in there. Let's shuffle it around and let's make it wait till last. We're going to build a little anticipation for our framed hit that's hiding down there towards the bottom. Computer went to sleep. Or the screen did. Not obviously the whole computer. Coming up on it. Let's look at our other. All right, so Fulmer. We have Michael Fulmer for the Tigers as our little signed relic. So we are busting into 4 of 6 right now. Tripper, that was your hit. Good for the Detroit Tigers. Good, man. I'm glad we pulled one for you. You're always so good to hang out in here with me and chat and keep me company and everything. I'm glad we got you something. Sanchez for the Yankees. Oh, what did I do there? Oh, I got kind of a 3-stack of something going. I don't know exactly how I managed to accomplish that. Well, where is our mini? There it is. Sometimes they don't want to shake out of there. So I am excited about Topps Chrome coming in, even though I've still got all this other baseball that we still need to break through, because I don't, you know, I list it and give it a couple days and list it again, and I kind of spread them around. I don't just do them bam, 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 you know, one right after the other. So I do still have some of everything left, but I am nonetheless looking forward to Topps Chrome. I did not look at the checklist yet. I meant to, and every time I think about it, it's like the middle of the night when I'm already in bed, and I think, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and then I never remember to do it tomorrow. But someone else sent me a text a couple days ago and said the checklist for Topps Chrome looked really good. So I'm assuming that there's lots of Judge and Bellinger and probably Ian Happ and whatnot in there. We looked at the front of those. I guess we need to look at the back of them now. Ah, how did I get Dansby upside down? Buyback for the Cardinals. Apparently I got a few people upside down, including Ricky Henderson. I don't know how did I get so many of those flipped around? That's crazy. Buyback for, who is that for? The Twins. Blanked out there for a minute. Yeah, that's always good. Another World's Fair. Oh, wow. Ian Happ popped 2 homers up in Cincy. Cool. Yeah, Ian Happ, man, he's another one that's, I think you got to be buying Bellinger. I think you're looking for, I mean, for investment purposes, I don't know if you just, for your own collection, obviously you buy the team you like and the players that you like, but if you're looking for investment, I think you got to go Judge, Bellinger, and Happ at the least at this point. And what about Rafael Devers, man? We were talking about him the other night because it was his first start, and I guess he didn't, whatever, and then he popped out. Somebody told me in chat. It might have been Trooper, actually, at his first at-bat. How about his first MLB hit the other night being a home run? Bam. Yeah. So keep an eye on Rafael Devers, too. For the Mets, Robert Gelman. Oh, listen, I know the Reds have been getting crushed, okay? So ever since the All-Star break, I don't know what happened. Like, we were playing, okay, not great, right? But we're sort of in a little bit of rebuilding mode, so we were respectable before the All-Star break. After the All-Star break, oh my gosh, I mean, it has been a bloodbath. So 6-2, in the grand scheme of things, isn't as bad as some of the other whippings that they have taken in the last couple of weeks. So, you know, no, not cool in the sense that I ever want my Reds to lose, but cool that Ian Happ is playing well. Because again, goes to my point that for investment purposes, I think you got to be at Ian Happ and Cody Bellinger and Aaron Judge at least out of this rookie class. And of course, you know, Rafael Devers is obviously still in everything as a prospect right now, but he's another one that I think would be a good card to be starting to load up on, if you will. And of course, now that Moncada's finally up, we'll see what happens with him and everything. $30,000 people and 20,000 of them were Cubs fans. Well, all right. Cubs are kind of one of those nationwide teams, a lot like the Dallas Cowboys in football and the Yankees, Cubs. I mean, there are certain teams that just transcend their region, if you will. Cubs are definitely one of those. All right, let's see what's happening with our minis first. Another one of our constellations, which I have upside down. Dance move. Technically bust move. Dudes. Oh, little baby Dansby. Required reading. You know, I even found some little one-touch for Allen and Ginter. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to track those down, but I did find some. So, of course, you know, anything that's signed or relic's going to probably be framed anyway in here than in the minis. But you never know. I thought we might find a little mini numbered to 25 that could have been of Aaron Judge or something. So I figured I better track one down just in case we needed it. And a buyback for the Dodgers. What do I keep doing there that I must be spinning them after I set them down. I must be spinning them around. Another World's Fair. Fishing lures, or sport fish and fishing lures, I think to be exact. World's Fair again. And a little Corey Seager relic for the Dodgers. All my screens keep trying to time out on me. I feel like whack-a-mole, you know, trying to keep them all up and running. They're trying to take a nap. What is going on? I gotta pay more attention to how I'm taking those out of there, I think. Here is another relic for our non-baseball celebrity category. That is Jay Glazer, the sports writer. So, piece of his whatever shirt, I guess. Doesn't really say. I mean, I guess it could be like his socks as far as that goes. Doesn't have to be his shirt, I don't suppose. Or maybe it said and I just didn't pay attention to the fact that it said so. There is another Aaron Judge rookie, so we've seen at least a few of the full-size paper go through, which I know is not what you're really looking for, but yet it is better than having nothing at all come through, so still headed in the right direction. All right, getting ready to bust into box 5 of the 6 we're opening tonight. Oh, Tripper, I just now looked over and saw that you're talking about hockey. You know, I don't really follow hockey. And that's one of the reasons I don't break hockey. Because someone asked me, I've actually had a couple of people ask me if I was going to break hockey at some point along the way. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I could, but it seems like it would be hard because I don't know anything about it. Like, obviously I know who Wayne Gretzky is and stuff like that. And clearly he's not a current player, but I wouldn't even know what was a good hit or not a good hit or whatever, although maybe that doesn't matter if you just open it and show it. I guess in theory it doesn't matter. Bryce Harper, Mr. Charging the mound and arguing with the umpire, being ejected and angry kind of man. He cracks me up because he gets like an inch from somebody's face when he starts screaming. And to me, my mini is stuck. I would, man, I mean, that alone would make me punch him. I mean, seriously. I would just want to punch him if he were an inch from my face yelling at me. Smitty, you're looking for some Astros. Well, let's see if we can find you some Astros. We're going to give it our best. We're going to give it our best shot here. So far, we haven't seen our rip card either, so we still have a possibility for that. Or it may be in one of the boxes that isn't in our pile to open tonight, or we may still run across it. But that's still floating around somewhere too. You keep pulling Carlos Correa jersey cards from blaster boxes of Allen and Ginter, I assume you mean. Hey, Carlos Correa's, I tell you what, I pulled a ton of Carlos Correa out of museum collection and Tier 1, both. Lots of Carlos Correa, and out of something else too, but I pulled a couple of Carlos Correa signatures to 10. I think they were both out of museum collection. But I pulled them like almost back to back. I mean, literally not the same break, but I mean like one break and then the next break of the same product. A lot of Correa lately. Signatures, I should say. I'll qualify that. A lot of Carlos Correa signatures I have pulled lately. And here's a little Manny Machado relic for the Orioles. Nope, that is definitely not a baseball player. That would have been a lacrosse player, I believe. I haven't opened any of the blaster boxes of Allen and Ginter. Is that what is always in them, a jersey card? Or is it possible that you can get something else, but you just usually pull a jersey card? Okay, so there's different stuff in there then. Autos, mini relics. All right, cool. Because sometimes in blasters, it's hard to get the signatures and the nicer stuff. Then other times in blasters, you've got decent odds. You know, it just depends. Obviously, they're never going to give you as good of odds as you're going to have with the hobby box, because they want to keep their bread and butter alive and well. But speaking of, how about a little Carlos Correa mini relic? So there's Smitty, there's the Astro that you're talking about that you want to hit. And Trooper, we're just kind of replicating, except in the mini form, the Correa jersey that you pulled out of your blaster box. So speak of the devil, and there it is. Wow, you pulled an Aaron Judge blue autograph from Heritage at Target. 1 in 18,000 odds. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that is luck right there, for sure. I mean, that's crazy. Oh, Smitty, you're happy with your Correa mini relic. Good. We still got a little bit to go, though, man, so we may be able to find you some more Astros. But at least we got you started anyway. All right. Take a look at our little mini fellows out of here. There was a Bregman, a baby Bregman. Give me 1 second. I'm actually going to get a drink of water here. All right, back to it. Stephen A. Smith. I don't know what I think about Stephen A. Smith. Sometimes I think he's all right, and sometimes I find him very annoying. But that's probably just me. I think he's pretty popular overall. But I do like when he gets on to LeVar Ball. When he gets on that kick, it's pretty funny. Oh, it's 1 in 312 for an auto out of a blaster. 1 in 18,000 for that particular ink color. Either way, man. I mean, you definitely defied the odds. Oh, Smitty, you're looking for an Altuve rip. All right, well, you know what? It worked when you asked for a Correa, so let's see if it works. Let's see if the universe will now, in turn, deliver you an Astros rip card. I need to buy into some Allen and Ginter breaks myself. Or actually, you know what I need to do? I need to just go onto the auctions and buy myself some rip cards so I can rip them. Because I can't just let them lay, you know. Well, obviously, when they don't belong to me, like the ones that are in this break, I'm not going to, you know, rip the cards we pull out of here. But the ones that if I own it myself, yeah, I'm ripping that. Even though they're really nice and they're pretty when they're not ripped, and they're usually worth more when they're not ripped. No, I got to get in there. Got to get in there and see what's available inside. You never rip them. Well, I guess it depends on what the value is. But for me, no, I want to get in there. That's what I said. I need to just go on to eBay and buy some just rip cards, because you know the ones that are going to be the cheaper ones are not going to have, you know, the better stuff inside, but it will satisfy, whoops, let's do the minis first, to satisfy my need to rip them open, so that would make me happy. Belly Dance, Bust a Move. There's a little baby Aaron Judge. One of our dudes. I don't know why I looked at all of these front and then back. I should have done it the way we've been doing it. Look at the front, then look at the back. Yeah, like that. And there was a little Carlos Correa baby in there too. How about a little Freddie Freeman for the Braves? And you know, I think I know who has the Braves in this break, if I'm remembering it correctly. And pretty much anytime he buys the Braves in a break, we hit at least something for him. And I was beginning to think, oh man, we've only got one box left. We haven't hit a Brave yet. But there was Freddie Freeman, so his luck continues to run well when he buys the Braves. It's like I've got somebody who, when they buy the Yankees and or the Astros, they almost always hit something when they buy them. And then on the times when they don't, you know, it's like they don't miss a whole lot. So it's kind of almost like a psychic connection. It's some people have very good intuition about which ones to buy and which ones to skip, or however you want to say it. Or just get really lucky. Could be either, or could be both, I suppose, as far as that goes. All right, last box. Box 6 of 6 for tonight. Yeah, for sure. There are always some teams that have more hits than other teams. The Astros have had pretty good checklists all year. So too have the Mets and the Yankees and the Dodgers. But you know, those teams kind of always have good checklists, really. And then some of the other teams, it may vary more from season to season, and really product to product. But it's unusual to find a bad checklist for the Astros or the Yankees or the Cubs. You know, they generally, the Mets generally have pretty good checklists. There's a little Derek Jeter for the Yankees. Oh yes, Smitty, your Astros you guys are in good shape, I think, for the foreseeable future. Definitely, you're right. I mean, you know, you've got a nice, a good lineup, trending young, and playing very well. I mean, you just can't ask for much more than that. One of these days, my poor, sad little Reds might be competitive again. Maybe by the time we get Hunter Green up, if we don't trade him away in the meantime. Although, you know, Rafael Iglesias has been good too, although allegedly there's been a lot of trade whispering around him. But surely to goodness they will not trade him away. I mean, come on. We need so much help in so many ways. We should not be. Of course, I guess to a certain extent they look at some of these younger guys, and particularly the prospects, as if the one young guy or prospect can get you 2 or 3 guys to help you win right now, maybe sometimes it's worth it. But I don't know if we win right now, even with 2 or 3 more guys. There's a dude and a bust move. Another dude. a magician, a lady magician. There was our little minis. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Reds, yeah, they have their challenges, and you're not wrong. I mean, they don't have maybe the strongest front office personnel. You might be right about that. But I don't know. They got to do something. I mean, I want big red machine days, you know? I want to be back in the thick of things, not just so far out of it that it's like embarrassing, and that you can buy tickets for like $2. I mean, even just somewhere middle of the pack, just better than embarrassing would be good. Which for a while I thought maybe we were gonna rebound a little bit this season, but yeah, that feeling did not last long. Whoops. Franco tried to make a run for it, but we caught him. Yeah. Oh, the tickets are $6 at will call? Wow. Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew they were cheap, but that's what happens when you do not field a competitive team for a long period of time. No one goes anymore. I mean, it's hard to justify. Kind of like Kentucky football, right? Although we are getting better, okay? We are, and we were okay last year in the whole, and we're going to be okay this year in the whole scheme of things, I think. But yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, before last year, which was okay, honestly, not great by like probably most team standards, but we're kind of a basketball school, okay? We know that. So we're happy if we just don't get blown off the field and we can win enough games to get to a little bowl game. And the fans here are pretty okay with that for football. So to get us back to that level last year made everybody happy, and that was good. And as long as we can do that, we're fine. But when it gets worse than that, especially for several years, that's when people are just like, oh, forget it, and you just kind of stop going. And that's kind of where I think the Reds are right now. People are just kind of like, oh, forget it, and they just stop going. Because it gets to that point where it's like, it's just not even, you know, you want to win every once in a while. I mean, come on. Which again, you know, it did look better before the All-Star break than it does now. So I wasn't as hard on them at the first of the year as I am now. Kentucky football hasn't been good since Jared Lorenzen. Hey, listen, I know Kentucky football hasn't been good, my friend. That's what I say. We are a basketball school. We are just happy if we get to a little bowl game. Doesn't even have to be a good bowl game. Just get to a little bowl game and, you know, stay around that 50% mark. Don't lose every game by 30 points, and we're pretty okay with that. Boston Red Sox, Mookie Betts. And our baseball team is good, right? I mean, getting much better. We've got the new coach. We made the super regionals for the first time in program history. So that was pretty exciting. Evan White got drafted, what, 6th, I think it was? Francisco Lindor for the Indians. So, I mean, our baseball team has been coming right along. I'm pretty happy with them right now, too. And, of course, basketball, you know, we have so many freshmen every year. You never kind of know what you're going to get, but we're usually at least competitive. And some years we're very good. So, again, good enough we can live with that. We're okay with all that. World's Fair. Yeah, if the Reds were not, you know, from door to door for me, it's probably, gosh, I don't know, that's all the way into downtown. Probably an hour and, somewhere between an hour and 30 minutes and an hour and 50 minutes from the time I would walk out my door to the time I would hit downtown Cincinnati, depending on traffic and etc. So, you know, you're talking a good chunk of time just driving up and back. So I at least want to see a semi-competitive product on the field to make that trip. If it were closer, I probably, ooh, I see a redemption. That could mean something fun and interesting, like Ian Happ or Cody Bellinger. If they were a little closer, I probably, sure, I'd go more often. You'd at least see some of the good teams that play against them, you know. There's something to be said for that. Required reading was that little insert. That one is for the non-baseball celebrities. Constellation Ursa Major. And then let's look at the back of our players here. Now we do have some minor league ball here. Let's leave our redemption to last. The Lexington Legends, which used to be the feeder team for the Astros. In fact, Jose Altuve played here with the Legends. It's just a single A team. But he played here for the Legends. Then we are not affiliated with the Astros anymore, and I think we're the Royals now. But I don't know. I don't like watching minor league baseball nearly as much, so I hardly ever go there. Like, I haven't been there in a while. I know that's bad, but it's true. I just, minor league is not as much fun for me to watch. I mean, it really shouldn't make any difference, but kind of it does. So our redemption, we're about ready to bust into it. I know Cody Bellinger is a redemption in here, because I think didn't we pull one already? And we know Ian Happ is a redemption in here, so which one do you think we have? We could have somebody else altogether, but we do have somebody else altogether. Good grief, we got Stephen A. Smith, of all the things. Okay, well, that goes into the non-baseball celebrity category, of course, because he's a sports guy on ESPN, Stephen A. Smith. So yeah. All right, let's recap our hits. And that means both, well, I believe, based on what someone else told me in chat and the fact that we pulled 2 rip cards out of the last case, that we probably have 2 rip cards left. We should for sure have 1. And probably 2 hiding in the second half of this case. So first up, our Carlos Correa framed mini relic for the Astros. Our Robert Gelman signature for the Mets. For the Tigers, a little Michael Fulmer signature hit. Our 1/1 printing plate, which I'm holding upside down, not helpful. And our 1/1 printing plate, the cyan plate of Evan Longoria for the Tampa Bay Rays. We did get a hit for the Yankees, but it's not the hit you wanted, I know. It's Tyler Austin auto. That's a nice little hit for the White Sox with the Moncada autograph. And then mini framed autograph of Stephen A. Smith, which, yeah, okay, well, it is what it is. And that goes to non-baseball celebrity. Francisco Lindor relic for the Indians. Mookie Betts relic. Freddie Freeman relic. Manny Machado relic. The Jay Glazer is a non-baseball celebrity category. Corey Seager relic. Big Papi. Gary Sanchez. So the Yankees do have a lot of hits in here, just not the one they wanted, I think. Javier Baez. David Wright. Another non-baseball celebrity category. Professional boxer relic. And then finally, Marcus Stroman for the Blue Jays relic. So, guys, that is it for tonight. Again, expecting this stuff to ship out probably on Tuesday. Could possibly some get out on Monday. Could possibly slide to Wednesday for some of it. But I think the majority of it will probably get out the door on Tuesday. As always, I appreciate everybody breaking with me, bidding with me, chatting with me, and all that. Always adding new stuff every night. Should have all the new baseball releases and all the basketball and football too, for that matter. So hopefully I will see you again on another break. In the meantime, I appreciate you very much. I thank you for your business, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.